the future's in pretty good hands. And now, I'd like to call on Lee Pearson to make a few remarks on behalf, Lee Pierce rather, to make a few remarks on behalf of the scholars.
Thank you, Professor Schwartz. Good day, mates. Can I get the current Fulbright scholars to stand up? All right, now you can sit down. I just wanted to make sure the standing ovation is primed. I got an email a few weeks back from the Fulbright Commission, I believe this, asking me to speak tonight. It's not every day you ask an engineer/economist to be your speaker. I'm not even sure it's a good idea. I'll try to channel someone besides King George V. I assumed Rosie had run out of options, but actually I didn't even need to assume. And I quote, "Dear Lee, you are awesome." That part was not in the email, but I'm sure it's implied. "Dear Lee, I'm looking for a scholar to respond on behalf of U.S. scholars at the enrichment dinner. Brief bit about being a Fulbright scholar here and experience so far. We thought we'd ask you, because you've been here for a while, and we've already asked Matthew and Kristen to do other things." As an economist, it's easy to be stereotyped. I think it would have been perfectly reasonable that Kristen should give the speech, and I do a performance about my research. A reinterpretation of a Broadway show, perhaps. Avenue Q Warranting. Fiddler Collab on the Roof and India Exports. The Producers and their protectionism. Or Annie, get your trade barrier. Perhaps instead, an interpretive dance set to some music. Not to brag, Kristen, you played your harp since age 4, but I played a mean recorder in the 4th grade. Anyway, for reasons completely unobvious to me, and I'm sure to you as well, tonight it seems she'll provide the arts and I'll provide the response. So Lashi, who's an Australian scholar here, told me I should do a rap. However, we sadly do not have a Fulbright scholar studying beatbox performance. Tangerine, this is definitely a first 100 days in office opportunity here to rectify in the 2012 class. Ice Cube was going to be my +1 for dinner, but he had to postpone. He sent his regrets, and as he should, because tonight we have a room filled with engaging people with eclectic research interests, from harp to bats, to climate change contradictions and contrast agents in MRIs, to the immunocastration of swine. If you're like me, and I hope for your sake you're not, you spent 3 hours before this event reading academic papers complete with graphic size comparisons, because you hope to have an informed conversation with Hyatt tonight. I've seen some things I'm not proud of, Hyatt, nor can I mention them with the master in the room. So I hope you're ready to talk later about vortaint and gonadotropin releasing factor, because I really want to understand the science behind my nightmares. When some people come to Canberra, it's love at first sight. But thankfully, y'all got a second look today. Dante would be a little disappointed as there are only 2 roundabouts around Civic. But you can find your own bit of paradiso here. And then the last 3 months, I certainly have. Like all of us, I was a bit apprehensive when I stepped off the plane. I had wired money to a woman I didn't know for a room I hadn't seen in the city I'd never been to, and the expectation she'd be at the bus depot when I arrived without a cell phone. I'd prepared though. I'd watched Crocodile Dundee 1 and 2. But with a few things that still threw me off when I got here. 1, kangaroos are not everywhere, nor a form of transportation. 2, money talks in Australia, but mostly to say goodbye. And 3, it is an amazing place. My experience here has been incredible so far. I've been involved weekly with a community group, both lowering the age range by a good 30 years, and preparing the native eucalyptus section of the new National Arboretum. I've continued my folk music interests, stretched my showering tolerances as a Gates team volunteer for 5 days at the National Folk Festival, and one of the best experiences was attending the Dawn Anzac Day service and the accompanying Aboriginal service, where I actually saw my first kangaroos as the sun peeked over Mount Ainslie. And on the research end, I've met Jonathan to tour his large organic apple orchard in Caligo, and I've learned more from my advice about econometrics and received better advice than I've got from any of my past advisors before my academic career. And on the whole, I'd like to think I've promoted more mutual understanding than mutual misunderstanding, but that's perhaps debatable. But I have cleared up many of those pesky unilateral misunderstandings that make Americans so great. I've learned from experience that talk means thank you, and is not a guttural, passive-aggressive, flippant remark that warrants your response. I also try to get into the whole AFL thing. However, a piece of advice to the newcomers: you should never, under any circumstances, ask your girl to borrow what team she roots for. Especially in Canberra. Australians, particularly one of my flatmates, seem to be interested in American politics. The best question so far has been, why do Americans, making a selection of weighty consequence, choose from just 2 people for president and 50 for Miss America? I'm not sure who told him that Ross Perot wasn't a serious candidate, but fair enough. In America's defense, we did briefly consider having the Donald run our country, as well as his show, and well, at least someone got a free trip to Hawaii out of it. Yeah, I'll skip that part. I'll talk about later. We just like to come to a close. Just to thank you, Lyndall, Rosie, and the rest of the Fulbright team. I speak for all of us when I say it's truly a dream, and we sincerely recognize what a privilege and a rare opportunity this really is. Thank you, Ambassador, as well, for coming tonight. You're a great guy. It's only the 99% of other lawyers that give the rest a bad name. You can actually like Ambassador Blythe on Facebook. You can even see pictures of him in an F-16, a C-17, a B-52. He might be preparing for a spot on letters and numbers. I'm not really sure. All I've got to say is I'm already a fan, so we better get a Facebook shout out tonight. Or I'm going to post protest as well regarding this random producer who keeps posting on yours. All jesting aside, we're grateful to be here. Here will be the place where we learn, grow, and discover a deeper understanding of ourselves and our correct connection to another part of the world. I hope we can be a small part of making the global village a bit closer, friendlier, and mutually understood, as Senator Fulbright so perspicaciously intended with this program's creation over 50 years ago. And 50 years from now, I look forward to all of us starting our best stories with When I Was a Fulbright Scholar in Australia. Lyndall has been really the face for us, and I know it's been a lot of work for her, and so we offer a small gift on behalf of all the Fulbright Scholars. Matthew's got it there. Just thank you so much, Lyndall. It's been a pleasure.